You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, my goodness. It's hard to believe these people are actually paid to do anything, to do a job, to go out there and just make random comments and look like total idiots. I saw this headline, was like, what are they talking about? So I get to look at it and I'm like, are you kidding me? She
said it. Live on air. A so-called WNBA analyst Jordan Robinson had the nerve to state Caitlin Clark would miss the 2026 World Cup. Not simply guess but outright announce Clark would choose rest for the playoffs, instead of representing Team USA on the world stage, basically attempting to decide Clark's future for her. The sports world stood frozen, asking how anyone could so openly contradict an athlete's own stated goals. This was not just a hot take. It was a direct strike at Clark's dreams, an effort to sideline her before the road even started. The reaction was pure shock, a clear sense of outrage that anyone would dare float such a claim, especially when the truth had already been spoken clearly by Caitlin herself. The audacity was unbelievable. A bold attempt to seize control of her story.
I saw this headline, was like, what are they talking about? So I get to look at it and I'm like, are you kidding me? She literally just covered this. But we've got a member of the sports media out there that has decided to proclaim they believe that Caitlin Clark will not participate in the World Cup. And I was like, wait, what? Come again? Once again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Good Lord, make sure that you go and check to see if you are still subscribed.
The explosive statement made during a January 1st Bleacher Report live stream portrayed Caitlin Clark as intentionally passing on the critical 2026 World Cup. Robinson's take claimed Clark would make the team, then turn it down, choosing instead to pour everything into a possible Indiana Fever playoff push. It was framed as a smart championship-focused decision, suggesting a calculated withdrawal from international play. This storyline from an analyst instantly sparked confusion and anger, trying to define Clark's priorities for everyone else, essentially telling her what she should value and what she should do without any voice from the star herself, painting her as someone willing to walk away from Team USA for club success.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Good Lord, make sure that you go and check to see if you are still subscribed, if you think you are subscribed. Because I dropped that little nugget in my Paige Beckers video earlier. And guys, I just can't even... Let me show you something. I'm going to peel back the curtain on the analytics for that video. You see that subscriber number plus 171 off of basically 15,000 views?
The analyst's reasoning centered on the World Cup taking place in September, right as the WNBA playoffs approached, with Robinson speculating the Indiana Fever could be poised for a deep run, making Clark's rest essential. This logic tried to excuse her alleged choice, creating a false choice between national pride and team goals. It ignored the layered ambitions of elite athletes, assuming a narrow focus that excluded major international events. This take felt less like analysis and more like forcing limits on one of basketball's brightest talents, trying to confine her future within a flawed and poorly informed narrative that ran counter to everything she has shown.
Subscriber number plus 171 off of basically 15,000 views. Guys, you get 171 subscribers off of like 100,000 view videos. So that tells me there's basically 171 people that realized they had been unsubscribed by YouTube to this channel, and they thought they were still subscribed. It's crazy. Again, make sure Black White Network.
What made this claim so aggravating, so completely absurd, is that it came after Caitlin Clark had already clearly stated her strong desire to play for Team USA just days before Robinson went live. Clark appeared on the New Heights podcast on December 31st, where she directly spoke on her commitment to international competition. Her words were firm, emotional, and left zero room for confusion. Yet this media voice ignored Clark's own statements, pushing a made-up storyline that erased what she had just expressed. It was a staggering disconnect, a total disregard for the athlete's own words.
This was wild. So, Caitlin Clark was one of the many current women's basketball stars that took part in the Team USA training camp at Durham, North Carolina. We all know and we all agree it was great to see Caitlin Clark back on the court. Now, again, Sue Bird is the managing director. I will say this, that should scare all of us. I just did a video earlier about Paige Bueckers' an agenda because of the message, as the critical drinker would call it. And what I would...
During that podcast, Clark clearly explained how meaningful the 2026 World Cup tour was to her. She did not dance around it. She spoke with purpose about her goal, the training camp kind of kicks off the next cycle for preparing for the Olympics. She tied the World Cup directly to the larger mission of the 2028 Los Angeles Games. This was not an offhand remark. It was a clear declaration of vision and commitment to the national program. Her statement should have ended all speculation, yet it was strangely dismissed, an incredible slight.
An agenda because of the message, as the critical drinker would call it. And what I would say is agenda because of the agenda, combined with the fact that the Yukon Mafia is something real. You gotta have your head on a swivel, watching to see if there's gonna be any effery. I'm not gonna say the word. I'm trying to cut back. Any effery that takes place when it comes to choosing this team. The most notable of these...
Clark also laid out how the WNBA season would pause for the World Cup, just like it does for the Olympics. This key detail coming straight from Clark showed the league's recognition and priority given to the tournament. It removed any real argument about schedule conflicts or balancing club and country. Her explanation exposed how flawed Robinson's claim was showing. It rested on misunderstanding, or worse, intentional distortion. This was never a theoretical issue. Clark had already addressed the logistics, making the prediction even more groundless.
Analyst Jordan Robinson, quote, "My prediction is Caitlin Clark makes the 2026 World Cup roster, of course, but the timing of that around September, the playoffs are about to start. Indiana could be making a run for the finals because they got that close this past year. But I think she makes the roster, but declines to rest for the playoffs." That's not going to happen. Quote, "I could see her saying, okay, cool. I make the World Cup roster, which probably means I'm going to make the Olympic roster. I'm just going to set this one out because..."
With complete clarity, Clark then shared her personal hope. "Hopefully, I'm on the team for that." This was not hesitation. It was an honest expression of her desire to earn a place and wear the jersey. She was not considering skipping it. She was pushing for the chance to compete, acknowledging how competitive that roster truly is. Her words carried genuine ambition, a deep drive to compete at the highest level. To twist that into a prediction of refusal felt like a direct insult and a calculated effort to question her commitment to Team USA.
probably way closer than it sounds. So again, she was talking about the World Cup. Hopefully, I'm on the team for that. And then she said her goal is the Olympic team for 2028 as well. What are these media members doing? I mean, what are you doing exactly? I'm going to predict she's going to skip it. Really? I mean, it makes no sense. She talked about, I thought with a lot of conviction. I didn't think you're...
Beyond the immediate focus of the 2026 World Cup, Caitlin Clark also made her Olympic goal clear. My goal is to be on the Olympic team for 2028, she said, adding that it feels far away but is likely closer than it sounds. This long-range vision reinforced her dedication to the full international cycle, making any suggestion she would skip a major qualifying event completely illogical. Her focus is Olympic gold, a goal that requires full involvement along the way. To claim she would miss a critical step shows a deep failure to understand her competitive nature. The boldness of a media member making such a claim after Clark plainly stated the opposite left many asking what is going on in sports media. This was not just wrong. It dismissed her voice entirely. Predicting an athlete's decision while ignoring her own words is not insight. It is fabrication. It disrespects the player and misleads viewers. The source speaker emphasized how obvious Clark's passion was, how clear it sounded. This was not casual talk. It was sincere and deeply felt. Presenting a narrative where she would walk away felt like a deliberate attempt to discredit her. This type of speculation only fuels controversy instead of truth, forcing Clark to shut it down publicly. The narrator labeled it fake news because that is exactly what it was. Predicting someone would skip what they just said they want makes no sense. It reflects a trend where attention outweighs facts and credibility suffers. The issue goes beyond one analyst. It highlights how easily false narratives spread and how athletes are forced to defend themselves from stories invented for clicks. The 2026 World Cup is a vital step toward the 2028 Olympics, not an optional stop. Clark herself even noted how difficult the World Cup is to win given the number of teams involved, underscoring its prestige. That only strengthens her desire to compete. To suggest she would avoid that challenge misunderstands who she is. The discussion also touched on broader concerns about media agendas and perception shaping rosters, adding to the frustration. Ultimately, this moment reinforces the importance of listening to athletes directly. Caitlin Clark made her goals known clearly and forcefully. Any attempt to rewrite that was not analysis but disrespect. Her response stood as a powerful reminder that real athletes define their own paths no matter how loudly others try to speak for them.